1975 was packed with iconic rock, soul, and pop radio staples. But some of its catchiest hits came from artists who only had one shot in the spotlight. Here are 10 one-hit wonders from 1975 that still deserve a spin.
I gave you love. I thought that we had made it.
Number 10, 18 with a Bullet by Pete Wingfield.
Son of a gun.
Paper sleeve promos hit retailers the week school let out, and the cut, 18 with a Bullet, slipped into rotation. A crisp piano figure and hand claps sit right up front, leaving space for those sly spoken asides that DJs loved to talk over at night 10 after the hour.
I'm 18 with a bullet.
You can hear the mastering room's light touch in the top end. The sibilants are sweetened, not squashed, so the groove keeps breathing between bass and rimshot. This track landed in medium rotation first, then crept into heavier slots as request lines warmed to its wink-nudge concept. Programmers logged it as a novelty, but found it played like a sturdy R&B side, so clock managers threaded it into drive time without breaking pace. It reached number 15 on the charts in 1975, the sort of performance that keeps a record on the board long enough for latecomers to catch up. The single faded out clean, inviting back announces before traffic and weather. Number 9, I'm on Fire by Dwight Twilley Band. Street-level airplay from Tulsa and Oklahoma City crept outward until program directors noticed I'm on Fire arguing for its own spin. Guitars sit crisp on the left, a springy rhythm box nestled just behind, while the vocal stacks bloom without swallowing the hook. This record sounds like a room, a little slap from the walls, the bass leaning forward in the chorus, a tambourine lift that doesn't overstay. Early ads came from nighttime jocks who liked its lean runtime and immediate attack. Callers asked for it by the riff after a couple of cycles. By the time day parts loosened, the record had earned the right to open sets, its intro trimmed tight for segues. The song's momentum owed as much to the mix, dry enough to punch on AM, open enough to breathe on FM, as to any ad spend. The side's fade feels purposeful, inviting a cold start from whatever followed. Number 8, Rockin' Chair by Gwen McCrae. Signed to Cat Records, the band rolled out a single just as summer stickiness returned, Rockin' Chair sounding both mellow and insistent. The arrangement floats on a relaxed drum pocket and satin strings, with rhythm guitar tick-tocking beside a buttery bass line. Engineers kept the vocals slightly ahead of the band, as if the singer had the tempo by the wrist, guiding every bar line. This cut found its first friends on Late Night FM, where jocks let the intro breathe before hitting the posts. By daylight, the track lived comfortably between mid-tempo soul and crossover pop, its mix calibrated to survive both compressed AM and roomier FM. The break is minimal, no grandstanding, yet the return hits with that just right downbeat that made programmers smile. The song's warmth comes from restraint, tasteful, reverb, a subtle pad, and a final chorus that steps forward without pushing. You can almost hear the control room nodding along. Number 7, Sky High by Jigsaw. A single TV taping turned curiosity into momentum when Top of the Pops aired Sky High with Jetstream strings. The camera loved the swaggering downbeat and that airborne string figure, mixed hot enough to cut through living rooms without harshness. This track is built like a glider. Lightweight percussion, buoyant bass, and a vocal that rides the lift rather than forcing it.
You blown it all sky high by telling me.
The snare has just a kiss of plate, giving each hit a flashbulb pop. Meanwhile, acoustic guitar strums keep time like wing flaps. After the broadcast, retail orders caught up to radio interest, and the record's intro, those immediate strings, became an easy cue for DJs to hit liners. The song's middle eight doesn't overcomplicate, keeping the altitude steady for a final ascent.
Our love had wings to fly. We could have touched the
With sleeves still crisp from the printer, racks turned over quickly, and the single became a dependable set brightener for programmers balancing rockers with lighter fare. Number 6, Feelings by Morris Albert. A terse memo from the label pushed one more single to radio just as Feelings had found its Sunday afternoon audience. A close, almost whispery vocal sights atop a spare arrangement, lightly brushed drums, patient keys, and a string bed that swells without drowning the room. Engineers kept breaths audible, making the performance feel like a confessional taped with the door barely open. Call-out research favored the bridge, and programmers learned to leave a little dead air after the fade, letting listeners sit with it. Despite accusations of schmaltz, the record's dynamics are disciplined. No grand crescendos, just a steady rise and a careful release.
And feelings like I've never had you.
It reached number 6 on the charts in 1975, the kind of placement that turned an intimate studio moment into mass-market shorthand for tender moods. The cut's gentle reverb trails were set short, ensuring clarity on portable radios while still giving the voice a halo. We're halfway through, and the sounds of 1975 are already bringing back some deep cuts. Which of these songs did you grow up with? Or maybe discover years later on a dusty record or random playlist? Got a favorite one-hit wonder we didn't include? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear the songs that stuck with you. Number 5, Magic by Pilot. Cut at Abbey Road with a patient producer, the single Magic took shape around bright piano and an eager clap. The rhythm guitar is crisp enough to tick like a metronome, but the mix leaves room for air between snare and vocal. You can hear faders riding the chorus, just a nudge as the hook lands, then settling back to keep the verses intimate. This song loves tidy intros. It snaps to attention. An engineer's dream for Cold starts at the top of the hour.
It's magic, you know.
The bridge pivots on a held chord that seems to suspend gravity before the band drops back in, with cheerful precision. What sells it isn't bombast, but calibration. A sweet top end, low mids that never smear, and background harmonies framed like light around the lead.
A sunny day, dreaming far away, dreaming all right.
The record became a scheduler's ally, lively enough to lift a set, clean enough to pair with tougher rockers, or glossy pop without friction. Number 4, How Long by Ace. In February 1975, a Chicago DJ flipped the record, and stations followed, How Long sliding from import curiosity to US staple. The groove is pocketed, bass and drums welded together so the electric piano can glide on top without wobble.
But I can't help but have my suspicion, 'cause I ain't quite.
Vocals ride dry, confident, with light doubling that thickens the chorus, but leaves the verses conversational. The guitar's restrained bends carry bite without crowding the center image. You can almost see the VU meters nudge into amber and hold steady. This track thrived on smart segues. After rock leaners, before soul staples, it acted like connective tissue in the flow of an afternoon. The middle 8 is practical, offering a breather before returning to the hook with a touch more urgency. What endures is the mix discipline. No wasted frequencies, no grandstanding, just a band in balance. The fade lets the rhythm section have the last word, as if the room itself won the argument. Number 3, Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton. Engineer Malcolm Cecil kept an accident in the mix, a wobble that became the signature, and Lovin' You floated on near silence.
Loving you is...
The arrangement is spare enough to hear the chair creak and the room breathe, with electric piano steadying the pulse like a soft metronome.
Stay with me while we grow old and we will live.
A hint of spring reverb opens the vocal just a touch, then slips away so the high notes arrive unadorned. Program directors used the track as a reset, drop the noise floor, reframe the set, and let the tape hiss turn into a feature. The absence of drums makes the stereo field feel like a meadow. Guitar flickers on one side, keys on the other, voice steady in the middle. That restraint gave mixers a master class in negative space. Nothing fights, everything waits its turn. The single's timing felt brave for the midday slot, yet its calm won callers, proving quiet could still command radio in the 1970s. Number 2, Love Hurts by Nazareth. A B-side rumor helped the A-side find daylight after the Pittsburgh market started spinning it. Love Hurts carried by rasp and reverb. The guitar tone has that lantern glow mid-range, slightly compressed to keep the edges from tearing on AM speakers. Engineers aimed the vocals straight down the middle, a little plate trailing the sustain so the ache lingers between lines. This song worked as a set anchor. Drop it after a barn burner, and the room recalibrates. Then the chorus lands like a vow. Drums keep a dignified march, with cymbals held in check so the snare can speak plainly. The arrangement's economy is the point. No orchestral pad, no clutter, just a band putting weight behind a timeless progression. Retail noticed the spillover. As phones lit up, orders matched the slower burn momentum. The fade keeps dignity too, stepping away rather than collapsing, giving back announce room before news at the top of the hour. Number 1, The Hustle by Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony. A late-night session left the take loose enough to breathe, and the groove The Hustle outlined felt like a city instructing itself. Strings chatter in bright unison, the flute lead slipping over a drum figure that never shouts, yet never lets go. The rhythm guitars are panned wide like streetlights, while congas sketch extra motion around the kick. This instrumental earned its place in busy blocks because the intro announces itself in 2 bars, perfect for tight segues. Mix engineers kept the bottom taut, reserving just enough headroom for hand claps to sparkle without piercing. It reached number 1 on the charts in 1975, proof that an arrangement-forward, wordless track could still dominate radio in the middle of the decade. The last chorus gives DJs a clean ramp to talk over. Then the fade waves you onto your own dance floor, the suggested moves already embedded in the pocket.
Do the hustle!